Welcome. Today we're exploring the top 4 rare United States of America Washington quarter-dollar coins, each valued for different conditions, key mint marks, and special varieties that collectors are always searching for. From early silver quarters and scarce low mintage dates to rare mint mark varieties and high-grade uncirculated examples, these Washington quarter coins can sometimes be worth far more than their face value. The overall condition of the coin, whether it is circulated, lightly worn, uncirculated, or preserved in pristine mint state, can have a huge impact on its collector value. Mint marks such as P, D, and S, along with rare no-mint mark varieties and notable mint errors, also play an important role in determining rarity and demand among coin collectors. Let's get started. First up, the United States Washington quarter-dollar coin from 1977 without a mint mark, especially in good circulated condition, may appear like just another piece of pocket change. However, collectors and coin enthusiasts know that even common coins can hold remarkable value when history, rarity, and collector demand come together. The Washington Quarter Series is one of the most recognizable coin designs in American history. First introduced in 1932 to honor the 200th anniversary of the birth of George Washington, the coin quickly became a staple of everyday commerce across the United States. Over the decades, billions of these quarters were minted, passing through countless hands, wallets, and cash registers while quietly becoming part of the nation's economic and cultural story. The 1977 Washington Quarter belongs to a period when the United States Mint was producing large quantities of coins to meet growing demand. These coins were made primarily from a copper-nickel clad composition, which replaced the earlier silver quarters after 1964. Even though the design remained classic and familiar, subtle differences between mint locations, strike quality, and preservation condition can dramatically affect how collectors view and value a particular coin. When we talk about a Washington quarter from 1977 without a mint mark, we are referring to a coin produced at the Philadelphia Mint. During this time, coins struck in Philadelphia typically did not carry a mint mark, unlike those produced in Denver or San Francisco. This small detail is extremely important to collectors because it helps identify the origin of the coin and can influence its rarity and desirability. A coin described as being in good circulated condition has clearly spent time in everyday use. It may show signs of wear on the highest points of the design, especially on George Washington's hair and the eagle's feathers on the reverse side. Despite this wear, the coin still maintains its main design features and remains easily identifiable, making it an interesting example for collectors studying circulation patterns and coin history. Even in circulated condition, a 1977 Washington quarter can attract attention if it carries certain unique characteristics. Coin collectors carefully examine these quarters for unusual details such as striking errors, die varieties, off-center strikes, or doubled design elements. These small minting imperfections can transform a seemingly ordinary coin into a rare collectible piece. Another factor that makes coin collecting so exciting is the possibility that a coin may have survived decades in circulation while still retaining attractive detail. Many coins become heavily worn or damaged over time, but some manage to maintain sharper features and clearer lettering. When collectors find a coin like this, it becomes more appealing for their collections. The obverse side of the 1977 Washington Quarter features the left-facing portrait of George Washington, a design created by sculptor John Flanagan. Surrounding the portrait are the words Liberty above, In God We Trust to the left, and the date 1977 at the bottom. Even after years of circulation, these elements remain an important part of identifying the coin. Turning the coin over reveals the classic reverse design featuring a majestic eagle with its wings spread wide. The eagle is perched on a bundle of arrows, symbolizing strength and readiness, while olive branches below represent peace. Above the eagle appears the inscription United States of America, and below it the denomination quarter dollar. Collectors often study the sharpness of the eagle's feathers and the clarity of the lettering to determine how much wear the coin has experienced. On a coin in good circulated condition, some of the fine feather details may be softened, but the overall design still remains strong enough to appreciate the artistry of the coin. What makes coins like this truly fascinating is their journey through time. A quarter minted in 1977 may have been used in countless transactions over decades. It might have paid for groceries, been dropped into vending machines, or rested forgotten in jars and drawers before finally catching the eye of a curious collector. Sometimes, coins that appear ordinary become valuable due to rare minting mistakes. During the production process, dies can develop tiny flaws or misalignments that leave unusual marks on coins. Collectors who discover such anomalies often find themselves holding pieces that are far more valuable than typical examples. Another reason collectors search through circulated quarters is the possibility of discovering a coin that was struck from a rare die variety. These varieties occur when slight changes in the die create subtle differences in lettering, spacing, or design elements. Although difficult to notice without careful inspection, they can significantly increase a coin's desirability. The 1977 Washington quarter also represents a fascinating era in American coinage history. The late 1970s were a time when the United States Mint focused on mass production, yet even during these high-output years, small variations and unexpected minting quirks continued to appear. Collectors often spend hours examining rolls of coins or searching through old collections hoping to find a standout piece. The thrill of discovery is what keeps the hobby alive, as even a common-date coin can suddenly become extraordinary under the right circumstances. Condition also plays a powerful role in determining the potential worth of any coin. Even though our example is described as being in good circulated condition, collectors still appreciate coins that have avoided heavy damage, corrosion, or deep scratches. A coin that has survived decades while retaining a pleasing appearance can still hold strong interest for collectors. The natural toning that develops over time can even add character, creating subtle shades of gray, silver, or golden color across the coin's surface. Many collectors also enjoy the historical connection that comes with holding an older coin. A 1977 quarter is a small piece of history that has traveled through nearly half a century of American life, witnessing economic changes, cultural shifts, and technological advances. Because of this historical journey, each coin carries its own silent story. No two circulated coins age exactly the same way, and the marks they carry are reminders of the countless hands and places they have passed through. Coin experts recommend examining quarters under good lighting and magnification to spot unusual features. Even small doubling in the lettering or unusual strike patterns can signal something rare hiding in plain sight. Next up, the Washington quarter from 1968 without a mint mark, found in circulated condition with its classic silver-gray color that collectors recognize instantly. When the year 1968 arrived in the United States, the country was experiencing a period of change, culture, and historical events. During that same time, millions of quarter coins were produced to keep the American economy moving smoothly, and among them was this simple yet historically meaningful Washington quarter. The Washington quarter series had already been in circulation for decades by that time. First introduced in 1932 to honor the birthday of George Washington, the coin quickly became one of the most recognizable pieces of American currency ever created. On the front side of the coin, collectors admire the classic portrait of George Washington. His profile faces left, calm and dignified, representing leadership and the foundation of the United States. Above his head appears the powerful word liberty, while the national motto "In God We Trust" rests beside the portrait. At the bottom of the coin, the date 1968 tells us exactly when this particular piece of history was struck. Even though it may appear like just another quarter, this date places the coin firmly in an era that collectors often enjoy studying. Turning the coin over reveals the powerful reverse design that defined Washington quarters for many decades. At the center spreads the majestic American eagle, wings wide and confident, symbolizing freedom and national strength. The eagle clutches arrows in its talons, representing the readiness to defend the nation, while olive branches beneath symbolize peace and diplomacy. Surrounding the eagle are the words United States of America and quarter dollar, making it clear that this coin once played a vital role in everyday commerce. One of the most interesting details about the 1968 quarter is the absence of a mint mark. Many people may not realize that the mint mark tells collectors exactly where a coin was produced. In the case of this coin, the missing mint mark indicates it was struck at the famous Philadelphia Mint, one of the oldest and most important coin production facilities in American history. During the late 1960s, the Philadelphia Mint produced enormous numbers of coins to meet the growing demand for circulating currency. Because of this high production, many coins quickly entered circulation and were used heavily in everyday transactions. This heavy circulation is exactly why finding a surviving example today can be so interesting. Coins that were used daily often show signs of wear, small scratches, softened details, and a slightly faded surface color that collectors call circulated condition. A circulated Washington quarter from 1968 may no longer shine like a brand new coin, but its worn appearance tells a story of decades of travel through stores, markets, vending machines, and countless pockets and wallets. Collectors often enjoy coins with natural circulation marks because they represent real history rather than coins that were simply stored away untouched. Every small mark becomes part of the coin's life story. The color of circulated coins also changes over time. Instead of a bright metallic shine, the coin develops a softer tone, sometimes appearing as a smooth silver gray or slightly darker shade due to years of handling. Even though millions of these quarters were produced, collectors still inspect them carefully because hidden rarities can sometimes appear. Minting errors, unusual die varieties, and striking differences occasionally slip through the minting process. These rare varieties are what excite serious coin collectors. A tiny doubling in the letters, a small die crack, or an unusual strike pattern can transform a common coin into a valuable collectible. Because of this possibility, collectors frequently search through rolls of quarters from banks hoping to discover a hidden treasure among ordinary coins. Another reason collectors pay attention to 1968 quarters is that they were produced only a few years after the United States stopped using real silver in circulating quarters. Earlier Washington quarters contained 90% silver, but starting in 1965, the composition changed to a copper-nickel-clad structure. This change marked a new era in American coinage. The 1968 quarter therefore represents one of the early years of the clad coin period. For historians and collectors, this makes the coin an interesting example of the transition in American minting technology. Condition is always one of the most important factors when determining a coin's desirability. Even a circulated coin can attract collectors if the design details remain visible and the overall appearance is appealing. On a well-preserved circulated example, you can still clearly see Washington's facial features, the outline of his hair, and the lettering around the rim of the coin. On the reverse side, the eagle's wings and body remain recognizable, giving collectors a glimpse of the strong design that made the Washington quarter famous. Collectors often use magnifying glasses to inspect the surfaces of these coins, carefully studying every line and letter in search of rare variations that may increase value dramatically. Many remarkable coin discoveries have happened when someone casually checked a handful of loose change. Sometimes a coin hiding in plain sight turns out to be far more valuable than anyone expected. That possibility is exactly why coin collecting continues to attract new enthusiasts around the world. The idea that a small coin might hold hidden value makes every discovery exciting. The 1968 Washington quarter without a mint mark may appear simple at first glance, but under closer examination it reveals history, craftsmanship, and the enduring design that has fascinated collectors for generations. Each circulated coin carries decades of silent stories, reminding us that even everyday objects can become historical artifacts over time. So the next time you receive a quarter in your change, take a moment to examine it carefully. Look at the date, the details of the design, and whether a mint mark appears beside the portrait. You might just discover that an ordinary-looking coin from 1968 is more than just pocket change. In rare collector markets, when the right characteristics, rarity OMG, J, and demand come together, a remarkable example of this coin has been known to reach the incredible value of $45,000. Next up.